72 hours, 13 heroin overdoses in one Orange County apartment complex. The problems at Blossom Park exposed first right here on WESH appear to only be getting worse.
The county says it sent an emergency medical team to the area for round-the-clock patrols. Greg Fox continues our WESH 2 News investigation.
Well, they're bringing the sheriff's office because people are dying from drug overdoses.
Not here.
Not here.
Not here.
So no one has
Outside.
overdosed here.
No.
But some of those
When we confronted the manager of Blossom Park, she told us and some angry owners that this squad of deputies is a joke. They say that when they call to report crimes like the dozen-plus heroin overdoses last week, the sheriff's office takes too long to get there.
I have people dying in front of my apartment. I come out of my apartment and see people shooting up right there.
Julio Rivera is afraid to live in his condo.
The people who are selling the drugs, where are they coming from?
They've squatted into an apartment. Then they have their lookouts hanging around, riding bikes.
Management or owners of some of these units have locked them up here, boarded them up. But part of the problem that is continuing with the drug problem here is that some of the air conditioning grates have been moved away and some vagrants have moved inside these units.
Residents say those squatters buy and sell drugs, leading to last week's rash of overdoses that ended with 3 deaths.
It's a mess.
Boaz DaCosta showed me firsthand the crumbling buildings, the pea-green pool he calls a death trap, and the syringes on the ground.
You know, if you come here at night, it's scary. Yeah, you see a lot of people using drugs, come from one place to the other. You know, it's just insane.
It's just shocking to me that, considering everything we know about this place, there are still families living out here.
The county's medical director set up an emergency resource center to encourage addicts to come forward for help.
We're trying to do everything we can from a public safety perspective to keep this problem from getting worse.
For now, deputies are posted round the clock at Blossom Park. In Orange County, Greg Fox, WESH 2 News.
Now, since WESH 2 News first exposed the dangerous living conditions at Blossom Park, Orange County has spent $218,000 helping out 121 families move out and into different housing.
New help is on the way for roughly 200 residents of a condo complex deemed to be unsafe. The county is offering more money to assist people who want to move out. But as WESH 2's Greg Fox reports, a full-scale evacuation is still being considered.
Blossom Park condos have been in crisis for months. The latest reports from the county that the stairways, the elevators, the railings on the 2nd and 3rd floors are not suitable. They're putting people at risk. But now the county is stepping forward and offering more financial help for people to relocate. Condemned. Orange notices like these are all over the Blossom Park condo property. The rusty condition of steps to the upper floors has code enforcement notifying residents that they are in imminent danger. A fire and rescue unit is on site round the clock. A fire marshal's report warns residents choosing to remain will be placing themselves in extreme danger.
And we all be unsafe.
Dion Montero was in tears as she told me the place is unfit for the more than 100 children living here.
There's nothing being done.
And it's not safe.
And it's not safe. I don't go out of my apartment. I'm packing right now as we speak.
The county has a new action plan to help residents move. The Family Services Division will be on site at Blossom Park next Tuesday through Thursday. They will provide up to 30 days motel payments to residents, and those who find a new permanent residence will receive a month's rent free. The county blames the court-appointed receiver for not making repairs.
He was appointed by the courts almost 5 years ago. And where we stand today is exactly nowhere.
Now, to do my job, I need money to do my job. We are not a developer. You know, the property is individually owned.
Receiver Frank Barber also tells me the property owners have yet to pay a special $2,400 assessment to make repairs. While damage to the stairwells and other parts of the buildings is pretty obvious, a final engineering report on the condition of this property is due in a couple of weeks. In Orange County, Greg Fox, WESH 2 News.
A huge complex of troubled condos could see more parts of the place condemned. The Blossom Park condominium in South Orange County is run down, facing nearly $200,000 in fines, and people are being told it is not safe for them to be on the upper floors. WESH 2's Greg Fox is live there now. And Greg, these people, will they have to move?
That's a good question, and one we really don't know the answer to right now. We could in a couple of days, but here's what we do know for sure. The new person in charge of the Homeowners Association here at Blossom Park says he's hoping to have stairs and railings and elevators all working in the next few weeks. Ogley Garcia's patio plants stand out in the collection of decaying buildings at Blossom Park. The rusty staircases, rotting railings, and broken or rickety elevators prompted Orange County to post condemnation notices in 4 of the 7 buildings. Ogley pays $295 a month to the association for utilities and maintenance, money that's supposed to be spent keeping the condo complex safe. Instead, it's facing $175,000 in code enforcement fines.
We pray constantly for the place to be a safer place.
Her son thinks if the condominium common areas are fixed, owners and renters will stay.
And of course, you know, for her, we would like for this place to be a safe place to live, a safe place to walk around, not only the infrastructure, but the crime rate as well.
We found workers replacing building material after showing engineers the staircases and railings, but they declined to say if the stairs and elevators on the remaining 3 buildings would also be condemned. We talked to someone from management. We're from Channel 2. We'd like to talk to you about safety here on the property. No one in the office would speak with us. Some residents tell us they may have to move into motels until the 2nd and 3rd floors are deemed safe. Since last week, a fire and rescue vehicle has been assigned to the property for the safety of residents on upper floors. And coming up on WESH 2 News at 5:30 today, we'll talk with a tenant who is renting from a condo owner, and she believes that all the money she's been paying to her landlord should be going into this place to make it safer, but isn't. Live in Orange County, Greg Fox, WESH 2 News.
Happening today, those living at the troubled Blossom Park condos in Orange County are trying to find out what's next for their families. A new report says they are in imminent danger. Blossom Park has more than 200 families living in the building where the stairs and elevators have been condemned. WESH 2 has been bringing you this story from the beginning, and Greg Fox is live at the complex. Greg, is the county going to be shutting this place down to protect the residents?
Right now, there is no decision about that. It's still being assessed by the county. And again, this is one of 7 buildings here at Blossom Park condos. And while on the exterior, it kind of looks like it's okay up close, they say the upper floors especially are the areas that have residents in imminent danger because of the stairwells and the elevators and their condition and so forth. That's why the county and Health Services set up this tent to provide information today and give them some financial options to move out on their own. Now, after reviewing a 300-page engineering report earlier this week that declared Blossom Park unsafe, the county scheduled those meetings for today and tomorrow. The first one this morning drew nearly 100 people. All of the stairs, the landings, the elevators have been condemned, and there are holes in some of the rusting walkways. Code enforcement fines have been racking up, and both owners and renters are furious that they've had to pay nearly $300 a month in HOA dues, and yet the court-appointed receiver for this property has not made repairs.
You got people here that are willing to stay and help out, but the thing is that who of the main office? There ain't nobody here really to tell us really what's going to happen.
A lot of times the barriers for a lot of people are the upfront cost to trying to be able to move somewhere else, so that's what we're trying to provide.
And once again, so far 167 people have filled out forms to apply for assistance to move, which includes temporary stays at a motel and first month's rent and deposits for new apartments. The county says that could cost more than $565,000 from an emergency fund. 30 families have already moved out in the past 2 weeks. And again, we're giving you a live look here at Blossom Park. This is the back of the complex here. You can see they've brought over some portalets. They've brought over some trailers so that the county can basically work out of this area with up to several dozen people to be able to provide assistance to people, to answer their questions, and to try to move this forward. And again, nearly 3 dozen families have already opted to move out in the past couple of weeks, and there could be dozens more after the meetings today and tomorrow. We'll update you as another meeting is scheduled at 4 o'clock today, and we'll have that for you on WESH 2 News first at 4. Live in Orange County, Greg Fox, WESH 2 News.
in high definition.
People who live in a troubled local condo complex are getting help in the wake of a new report that says they're in imminent danger.
WESH 2 News has brought you numerous reports exposing the unsafe conditions at the Blossom Park condos in South Orlando.
WESH 2's Greg Fox tells us nearly 200 families are wondering if the county will order an evacuation of the complex.
Just take a look at these iron support posts in one section of one building. It's right here by a staircase, and it's designed to be load bearing to try to hold up this area so it doesn't sag or collapse. For several months, WESH 2 News has been exposing Blossom Park's rust and decay on stairs, the condemned elevators, the broken fire alarms. A fire and rescue truck has been on the property 24/7 since one man fell through an upper floor.
He actually was walking and fell straight through the floor, right above the exit sign, you know? And I that have kids, like I would be walking with my kids and I could just imagine that could have been me.
He's asking us if we... After a new engineering report declared the 200 families here are in imminent danger, the county is stepping up efforts to provide up to $565,000 for emergency relocation assistance, including rent.
A lot of times the barriers for a lot of people are the upfront cost to trying to be able to move somewhere else, so that's what we're trying to provide.
While that helps renters, condo owners are furious with the court-appointed receiver for collecting nearly $300 a month in HOA dues while failing to make repair.
And we're about to lose our property because Frank Barber has not done his court appointment job.
Barber has told me there's not enough money to fix every area that's been condemned. Are you afraid this place is going to be shut down?
We don't know yet. We're really trying to hang on to it right now because it's in a good location. You got really nice people here, nice families.
Orange County will continue to keep this set up here to provide information for residents, and will also continue with meetings on Saturday so that they can provide information to residents and let them know going forward whether or not they'll be able to remain here at Blossom Park. In Orange County, Greg Fox, WESH 2 News.
Condo owners are fighting to turn around a condo in crisis in Orange County. Blossom Park is condemned and people are leaving in droves. But as WESH 2's Greg Fox reports, condo owners who want to save the complex are coming off a big victory in court.
Just a couple of months ago, parking spaces were full in front of homes here at the condos at Blossom Park. Now you see that some windows and doors have been boarded up. You look in the upper floors, most of those have moved out, and then in some cases you see trash just left by the curb as people have taken off. A familiar sight at Blossom Park as more and more families choose to move out. Leo Trinidad actually owns the unit in which he's been living and doesn't want to leave, but his friend Hernan says the rapid deterioration of this condemned complex has invited more crime.
You know, a lot of strange people walking around since it's basically almost a ghost town here now. A lot of people have left, so it's, I actually recommended to him, you know, take the step now, and, you know, a lot safer.
We hired an attorney.
Since emergency meetings with the county 2 weeks ago, 3/4 of the 200 families who live here have applied for money to relocate to permanent housing elsewhere. They'll receive deposit money and first month's rent. But condo owners are fighting to stay, successfully winning a court decision Thursday to remove the court-appointed receiver and replace him with a new HOA board.
Plywood, floor joists, and they poured concrete on top of it. But
that means work like this to replace crumbling landings, rusty railings, moldy, rotting wood, and stabilize the condo buildings will continue.
The plans are in to replace a lot of these stairs, repair the ones that are repairable, replace the ones that can't be repaired.
The question that remains unanswered, exactly how much money does the HOA have, and will it be enough to make repairs to make this place livable again? In Orange County, Greg Fox, WESH 2 News.
Tonight, WESH 2 News is getting a look at hundreds of pages documenting code violations for the Windsor Cove apartments in Orlando.
WESH 2's Greg Fox looked into the problems.
Everything is just really, really bad.
Tammy Lipscomb's daughter lives here.
You know, everything's always breaking down. They patch everything up. The air conditioners don't work. And it's just a mess. They can't never get nothing done.
Rosalind Smith says her air conditioning was broken for 3 months.
Then when they fixed my air conditioner, They put a letter in my door saying I owe $500.
We were not allowed on property to show you, but the records speak volumes. Safety issues, including damaged yard lighting and handrails, missing smoke detectors, torn and missing window screens, rotting ceilings, and broken wiring. Code violations, lack of pest control, leaky plumbing, broken AC, damaged floors, and garbage attracting rodents.
It's very disturbing.
Mike Rhodes with the city points out your tax dollars are going to the owners.
A lot of folks there receiving public assistance that, the ownership is getting that money, but they're obviously not reinvesting it in the property right now.
The owner is Global Ministries Foundation of Tennessee. We did see plumbers and electricians on site, which had management calling that proof things are improving.
Working with a contractor to fix things. Is that what I'm hearing? Okay.
Some residents tell me conditions are better.
To me, he's been doing a good job.
The manager of the place.
Yeah, the manager's been doing a good job.
The Code Enforcement Board will determine Wednesday if Windsor Cove faces nearly $50,000 a day in fines.
Garbage overflowing from dumpsters, of course, one of the problems cited in the code enforcement violation reports here at Windsor Cove, but at least from what we can see, it looks like some of those problems have been taken care of. In Orlando, Greg Fox, WESH 2 News.
WESH 2 News investigated, and tonight the city of Orlando is taking action. The Code Enforcement Board put the owners of the Windsor Cove apartments on notice, fix the issues, or face fines. $4 million of tax money are used each year to subsidize rent there. WESH 2's Greg Fox took a look inside to see what you're getting for your money.
You can see some construction and demolition materials here at Windsor Cove from where some repairs have been made. Obviously, some windows replaced, and these are new plastic downspouts designed to keep water moving away from the buildings so that you don't have the buildup of mold that you see right there. Some improvements are being made, but residents say it's not coming fast enough.
And as you can see, I got mold and stuff up here where the apartment upstairs is leaking.
Wet walls, leaky plumbing, leaky ceilings, and mold. This is home for Candy Cameron and her kids. One won't even stay in his bedroom because of the smell and the roaches that are everywhere.
And I have a lot of health issues, and my doctor say it could come from the mold. But I think they cover stuff up instead of trying to fix it.
Holes in the brick walls patched with drywall? Cabinets with no doors, exposed electrical wiring, and sludge around pipes. Just some of the reasons why the owner was hit with citations.
I take full responsibility for that as the owner.
Pastor Richard Hamlet, head of Global Ministries Foundation of Tennessee, bought Windsor Cove and claims he's put nearly $1 million into repairs. So far, the city is not impressed.
They've been sincere since we started to talk to them, but talk's cheap.
That is not right.
Angry residents accused management of threatening eviction for complaining.
They don't want anyone to call code enforcement. They don't want anyone to go up the ladder to get something done.
I have no knowledge of that, and if I knew that, I would take actions within my management company. Who those employees are part of the management company. I have no knowledge of that, but I'm going to look into it now.
Code enforcement gave the owner 90 days to fix problems or face fines of more than $23,000 a day.
While management says they're continuing to replace broken materials here on property and will have a full contractor repair plan by the end of this month, we also asked them if they would provide us a list of all the tenants that are being evicted so we can compare that to the list of complaints. They declined. In Orlando, Greg Fox, WESH 2 News.